Good evening, welcome to Trending Tonight, the show on primetime television where we care to explain the news behind the trend. And I feel that this is one story which is of utmost importance to anyone who uses WhatsApp. There's a form of WhatsApp Dadagiri which is taking place. It's called a digital Dadagiri by WhatsApp which is taking place. What do they say? They say that you either accept policy, else no WhatsApp. Come the 8th of February, there will be no WhatsApp. If you are addicted to WhatsApp, industry experts feel perhaps you are now the product. They want to sell your chats or your data from WhatsApp, private chats, to business enterprises. What exactly do we do from here? What are our options? WhatsApp's My Way or the Highway policy change explained right here on this show. Also on the show, we shall be getting you this absolute horror, first in Hathras, then in Badaयूं, and this list just goes on and on. How does one explain, how does the government go ahead and explain this barbarism? And also, its misplaced priorities of the Uttar Pradesh government. So these two stories we are going to track. But story number one on your screen right now, let's try to explain what exactly has WhatsApp done. So this morning, when all of us woke up and looked at our phones, a message popped up. What happened this morning? A message popped up. And what exactly did that message say? It says WhatsApp is updating its terms of privacy policy. You must have thought that fine, this is okay, it happens all the time, must be another upgrade. Then it says, it gives out the reason. What exactly is it updating? It says how businesses can use Facebook hosted services to store and manage their WhatsApp chats. Store and manage their WhatsApp chats. And then a timeline which says that 8th of February 2021 is the last date. That by then you must agree. All those people who must have clicked on not now do know that come the 8th of February, it's a my way or the highway approach. If you don't say agree, if you click on that not now, come the 8th of February 2021, you will not be able to use WhatsApp. So what exactly is the change in policy? What do these three very strangely put points, what do they try to do? Here is that policy on your screen right now. WhatsApp has updated its privacy policy and terms of service, as you saw on that page. What does it say? It brings in changes in privacy almost silently earlier this week. It informed Android and iPhone users through an app notice that emerged on Tuesday that WhatsApp can now share your phone number, transaction data, all of it with Facebook, its parent company. WhatsApp can now share information with Facebook on how you interact with others, all data. And these policy changes, WhatsApp says, surprisingly, is to promote safety, security across Facebook company products. And that's why they're going to share this platform. Do know that Facebook owns WhatsApp. They did not always own it, but now they own it. So what exactly is WhatsApp saying? They say that we'll share account registration information with Facebook. They're saying this in as many words. Information shared with Facebook includes phone numbers. WhatsApp is to share transaction data with Facebook, can now share mobile device information with Facebook, will use IP address and cellular data to track your location. Policy changes to promote safety, security across Facebook company products. So this is some sort of a synergized atmosphere that they're creating for themselves. Now, what exactly is the user base for WhatsApp? They have 340 million active users in India. It's a massive user base which is used extensively. So now, for an interconnected platform, just imagine how much of data is now going to be pulled into or pushed into the original platform, Facebook. How is Facebook going to use your personal data? One really wonders. Okay, so what are your options? It all boils down to this. With WhatsApp saying, take it or leave it, then what is your option? So option number one is that you take it, that you say agree, and then after that, you continue to enjoy the services of WhatsApp. Or option number two, at least as of this moment, is that you decide enough is enough, and then you move ahead and go to some other messaging option. There are several other options. You've got Signal, Telegram, and other messengers, but they're not even half as popular as WhatsApp. And that's where the big problem lies. Let me now quickly put this through a short discussion. Apar Gupta is a lawyer and executive director of the Internet Freedom Foundation, is now with us. Aditya Chunduru, journalist from Medianama, is with us, and Jitin Jain, cybersecurity expert. Thank you very much. Let's begin with you, Mr. Gupta. How do you look at this policy change and this almost my way or the highway or a digital dadagiri approach by WhatsApp? That you agree to these terms and conditions or you have no WhatsApp?
Sanket, thank you so much for having me on this show. Prior to making any comment, I'd like people to know that the Internet Freedom Foundation is an intervener in a pending judicial challenge before the Supreme Court on prior changes to WhatsApp's privacy policy, which occurred in August 2016. This is in the case called Karmanya Sareen versus Union of India. At that point in time, what we noticed as interveners, and we intervened in the case, was that post the acquisition of WhatsApp, which was a prior independent service, then which was acquired by Facebook, there were changes to its privacy policy. There were changes which were giving a degree of voluntariness by which users could have opted out of these changes and the sharing of that information with Facebook, which is no longer existent today. At even that point in time, it was not well communicated to people and was not foreseeable within their contemplation what information is being collected, how is it being used, how is it being aggregated, and what are their options with respect to opting out. I think that is now very, very clear, because the only option people have is to agree. So it's my way or the highway. Now, what do these changes mean much more technically? Even though the privacy policy does give us a hint of them, more tangibly, how they are implemented, how that personal data is mixed, aggregated with other sets of data which exist on Instagram and Facebook is outside our contemplation. They do go much beyond guaranteeing the safety or security of WhatsApp users, and to my contemplation requires urgent regulatory oversight. It requires a degree of investigation as to what is the data being gathered, how is it being used.
Okay. Jitin Jain, you're a cybersecurity expert. I want to ask you, where exactly do we stand on this from a government point of view? Or are we to expect a multinational company as huge as Facebook, which owns WhatsApp, to pretty much decide what they want, and people will have to accept it? And if they don't accept it, then they need to move on.
This is the reality today. It is either you take it or leave it. The changes they are making in the privacy policy, they have basically given you a month to make up your mind. Either you can accept all the changes or you can leave the WhatsApp as a platform. Now, what does the government or citizens as like us have at hand? There are hardly few options in the absence of any data regulation or a data privacy bill. Now, that is why in the previous show when we discussed, it is very, very necessary for India's parliament, India's citizenry to now push for data privacy bill, because that bill will guarantee you certain rights over your data, certain rights over the usage of your data, and that would put some sort of restrictions on this company that how your data can be used or shared. Now, if you have those rights, tomorrow you will be able to enforce them in a court of law. The government, on the behalf of crores of citizens, I think almost around 40 crore WhatsApp users in India, can enforce those rights, put penalties, put certain provisions in place. Compliance is like the data of Indian users should be stored locally in India. The payment data of Indian users should not be taken out of India without the consent of RBI. So right now, all those are under the draft legislation. So in the absence of any law, right now, you do not have any option other than to comply with what WhatsApp is asking. Second, you must understand, as you rightly pointed out in your infographic, that they have mentioned that they will, share your device info, they will share your, network data, IP address, etc., with the Facebook and other affiliates. See, now you must understand, beyond that, they also say any other relevant data. Now, that is the entire gray area, which may tomorrow mean that they might able to be looking to store your chats and stuff. They are already doing it temporarily. For example, Today, if you are going to send a video to a friend, it will take around 20-25 seconds. Suppose that a 50 MB video. Now, second time you send it or you forward it, it just goes within a second because WhatsApp does store that video temporarily on the server with a unique hash key, so that next time you're forwarding it, it doesn't have to use the bandwidth again and again.
Yeah.
Now that will now turn into a permanent storage. They might, for the public consumption, may continue to say that WhatsApp is still end-to-end encrypted, which may be true. That essentially means that governments cannot sniff, or nobody can sniff data.
But WhatsApp can.
WhatsApp, they are saying that we are the legal custodian of the encryption keys, or we are the provider of service. For that, we are storing. Second, now they are not saying that what we will do with the data. They are putting a line that WhatsApp will now have to comply with Facebook's data retention and usage policies, which means that Facebook already shares your chat data, photos you share, and all those things. They do have the republishing rights over the personal photos you upload on Facebook. Now, same things will apply on WhatsApp also. And tomorrow they might give it to, as they are saying, to all the third-party advertising agencies, analytics agencies, governments. Because right now the arguments under any law enforcement investigation has been that since we do not collect any personal data or chats of user, we can't share.
Yeah.
Now,
so now this is confirmation that they do collect data, and thus they could be obliged to share it with governments. Okay.
They are not obliged.
Sure,
they
Aditya.
There is no other option. There is no other option.
They will have to. Aditya, how would you respond? Jitin Jain says that this is nothing but confirmation by WhatsApp and Facebook, the company itself, that yes, it stores data.
It would.
First of all, yeah, I thank you so much for having me. So, yeah, continuing on the argument, this is, I guess, this can be looked at as a confirmation, but we've had confirmation for many years now. For instance, when the acquisition happened in 2014, regulators that okayed the acquisition had actually set the condition that Facebook would not be using WhatsApp's data. However, within just 2 years, in 2016, we saw that this was not the case, that Facebook was starting to integrate more of WhatsApp's data into its ecosystem. And actually, we did see some ramifications for that. For instance, the European Commission and I think several other data protection authorities in the European Union had actually fined Facebook for reneging on its promise. And in fact, Facebook at that time WhatsApp at that time allowed users to opt out of these data sharing features within Facebook. Now, as has been rightly pointed out by everyone, this option no longer exists for people. So, like you put it, it is a my way or the highway. And perhaps what is grating for a lot of people right now is this approach. Is if you take it or leave it. For instance, in the beginning, I believe a lot of people, when they woke up in the morning, they saw that they just only had the option to agree to these conditions. They didn't have the option to disagree. So, in essence, if people really wanted to disagree, they didn't have an option to. They just would lose all their communications that they have had so far with WhatsApp. And obviously, that's, I think, been the most grating experience for most users overall.
Okay. Apar Gupta, coming back to you, as an end user, what are the options available? Say, for instance, if you and I decide that we don't want to accept, then?
I think there, in terms of options at present and within the degree of just a month you have been given, I think there's very little which is there. I say this because of the pure scale of adoption of WhatsApp, which is somewhat of a natural accompaniment to any kind of smartphone in India, where one has an expectation that any contact within our contact list is there on WhatsApp. And we essentially use it to a very high degree of dependency, both in our personal as well as professional lives. Now, given that there is an absence, as Jitin explained, of a data protection authority, and also there is no existing competition law scrutiny also, in which certain conditions may have been placed prior to this integration by the Competition Commission, I don't think so there is much which can be achieved within this period of 1 month. Of course, privacy conscious users can shift their own individual device use towards services such as Signal. I have done it personally. I would recommend people who do want to have sensitive personal conversations or even everyday conversations to move to other alternatives and examine them. However, for large category of people, the options are just not there on the table by itself. And this is what we have seen in other issues as well, sir. For instance, after the hate speech issue, there was not a tremendous drop in the number of overall users of Facebook itself. In fact, Instagram and Facebook have been recording record profits on a quarter by quarter basis, which is because of the nature of digital services, where in fact, after you hit a certain point of user adoption, it becomes the sole dominant service for a specific kind of user interaction. So you do need, in such situations of market failure, any kind of regulatory intervention. Basically, we need Parliament to act. We need our government to act.
I think that's a very, very significant point, and we are going to leave our viewers, our politicians, our government with this thought. Look what this company is doing. The government needs to act. Individuals cannot. To expect individuals to act, it's not going to work. A data policy, it has to be a policy decision by the government. Will that happen, or is that too much to ask for? Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on this extremely important discussion. We move to story number 2 of what has happened in Hathras. It has happened in Badaयूं again, and the list in Uttar Pradesh just goes on and on and on. These are tragic tales of barbarism and misplaced priorities. It has happened in UP. That's why we are discussing it. It's not like rapes are not reported from elsewhere in the country. But of misplaced priorities, what is the answer? I have member of the BJP, Lalita Kumara Mangalam, who's also the former NCW chief, with us. Ms. Kumara Mangalam, you know, in the past also when we were discussing Hathras, you did say that nobody in his right mind is going to defend an act as barbaric as this. But the point is, when you juxtapose these incidents with a UP police which seems preoccupied with implementing, a love jihad ordinance and falsely holding people in police stations, or when a police is busy in Bulandshahr arresting a shoe seller for having a shoe with Thakur written on the sole, one does wonder what really is the priority.
Sanket, I think you are, I wouldn't say misstating, but I think you are comparing apples to oranges. Now, with regard to love jihad, etc., you know that I have not commented on it, and this is not the place where I wish to even talk about it. With regard to rape, unfortunately in this country, it seems to be going from bad to worse, regardless of which state it's happening in. I have for many, many years been saying that police reforms are absolutely like an emergency needed in this country. And I mean, that came out wrong. What I meant was that police reforms are really needed very badly in this country. We need to have training done for police people. Most of them are extraordinarily insensitive to the problems that women have, especially towards violence against women, any form of violence. At the drop of a hat, it's the woman who's questioned and FIR is not filed. Men have, these have been explained on all TV shows ad nauseum by many, many people like me who work for years on women's issues. Also, I'd like to say that it's about time that the government, whether it's a state government or the central government, looks to actually set up separate cells where women can go to complain about violence, like we have for POCSO. We must have it. Women's violence is still not given the precedence in terms of the attention it should get anywhere in this country. Perhaps in a few stations it is. And I've also said this before, that perhaps at the senior level of the police people, the IPS officers above a certain rank, there is not this lack of attention or the sort of callous attitude they have. But at the lower level, when you go to a police station in this country, even if it is somebody like me, an empowered woman, etc., etc., it is extraordinarily difficult to sit there and take the sort of insults they give you, the sort of, lack of any sort of care towards you. That, okay, so you've been slapped or you've been beaten up or you've been raped. What did you do?
No, even in this case for that matter, even in this particular case, a Badaयूं police which on its Twitter handle takes pride in saying that we are all for women pride and we are here
know,
for the
which is
women,
all- which nobody
responded
believes, which is why
after
today-
17 hours.
Sanket, these people should all immediately be dealt with immediately. This whole thing of just suspension, I've always said, is just not enough. Of course, rules and procedures will be quoted, but the fact is that policemen who do
Okay.
not pay enough attention to abuse against, especially rape, or there is many other abuse which is most often not even reported, need to be sacked. Or at
Okay.
least dismissed from duty
Okay,
pending
okay.
a
One
really
moment. Ms. Kumaramangalam,
serious
I'm going to come back to
investigation.
you. Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Mr. Bhadoria, is also with us, Anurag Bhadoria. Mr. Bhadoria, it's not like, again, the argument will be made, you're talking about Uttar Pradesh, but these incidents happen all over the country. But the point is, and I'll repeat the question again, when you juxtapose actions of the police in cases like arresting a shoe seller, trying to implement this extremely faulty and unconstitutional love jihad ordinance, one really wonders, and that's where the question on political accountability comes in. It's not just police related. They're so busy doing other things.
अगर उत्तर प्रदेश की पुलिस ने हाथरस के केस में, अगर वहां पे उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार ने हाथरस के केस में पुलिस को पनिश किया होता, एसपी को वहां पे और वहां के डीएम को, या जो उनके डीआईजी आईजी थे उनको अगर पनिश किया होता, पनिशमेंट मतलब उनको जेल भेजा होता जिस तरह की उन्होंने घटना की थी, तो शायद आज बदायूं की घटना बच जाती। पुलिस को सजा नहीं दे रही है उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार, और पुलिस को लगा रही है किसानों के पीछे घूमो, किसान घर से निकल रहा है कि नहीं निकल रहा है। 17 पुलिस ऑफिसर आपने वेस्टर्न यूपी में लगा रखे हैं कि वो घर से किसान कहां धरना दे रहा है, समाजवादी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता घर से निकल रहे हैं कि नहीं निकल रहे हैं। आप पुलिस का मिसयूज कर रहे हो, पुलिस का जनता की सुरक्षा के लिए नहीं है। इसलिए पुलिस की जो बदायूं की घटना हुई है, आप देखो 44 आवर्स के बाद में पुलिस एफआईआर कर रही है, और उस बच्ची को, उस लेडी की मां उसके पुलिस के पैर पकड़ के रिक्वेस्ट कर रही है कि भाई मेरी सुनो, मेरी एफआईआर करो, मेरी बच्ची के साथ अन्याय हुआ है, तब जाके पुलिस जगती है। सोचिए आप, इतनी बड़ी घटना हो जाती है उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में, बदायूं में, और सरकार को उसके ऊपर एक्शन नहीं लेती है। सरकार को तो कायदे से क्या किया, ऐसे को सस्पेंड कर दिया, माने वेकेशन भेज दिया, जाओ थोड़ा वेकेशन घूम घाम के आओ, महीने भर बाद फिर देख लेंगे। अरे आपको तो एसएचओ को, लोगों को वहां को जेल भेजना चाहिए। जेल भेजोगे तब जाके उस पे जाके
so Ms. Kumaramangalam, you hear what Mr. Bhadoria is saying. He says that the police is so occupied in implementing a political agenda that they don't have time for basic law and order duties. So to find fault in them is wrong.
What do you mean to find fault with the police is wrong? You
No,
can
to find fault only with the
but
police
one
is
minute.
wrong. There is
I'm
political
not saying-
accountability also.
No. I never said that, and this is absolute hypocrisy on the part of the SP. It is their leader, Mulayam Singh Yadav, who once said that boys will be boys. So let's not get into the political hypocrisy that is played, the games that are played. And I'm very, very sorry to say this, by all political parties across the spectrum. This is not about Congress, SP, BJP, whatever, any of the other parties. This is about the fact that patriarchies run so deep in this country that most policemen tend not to even bother about these repeated, heinous, terrible,
Ms.
unfortunate
Kumaramangalam,
incidents
while
of
I
violence
agree with
against
what you're
this country.
saying, all of what
And
you're
let me
saying is
finish.
not incorrect.
Sanket, let me finish.
It
Let me
is
finish.
equally
This,
applicable all over
unfortunately,
the country in all governments.
Yes,
but Ms. Kumaramangalam,
it is also equally applicable to politicians across the country. I'm not saying it's only the police people.
Even in
it is
UP.
also applicable even any state, whether it's Rajasthan, UP, Tamil Nadu. What did you hear Kamala Hassan say the other day about women being harassed in public? Now that man is an icon, not just a politician. He's only a new politician. I mean, he's just come to politics recently, but he's been on television. He's one of the biggest icons, iconic film stars in Tamil Nadu. For him to say something like that, an educated man whose daughter is an actress, a singer, an independent, autonomous, authoritative woman. It's not just about the police or the politicians. This is what I'm trying to say, that when we sort of narrow this picture to start bashing each other because we are on politically different sides of the aisle.
That's not the point, Ms. Kumaramangalam.
I think weakens the case.
I think questions will be, these larger points also have to be addressed. But see, this is not lost on anyone. The fact that the police is busy in implementing a political agenda, that's the allegation.
That's misstating it also. The police in any state, in any country, have at any given point of time got several issues to deal with. But the point is not even that. The point is, despite the fact that they may have several issues to deal with, they cannot not pay serious
Okay,
attention to
last
crimes
word,
like this.
Mr. Bhadoria.
Regardless
Your
of
response,
what
very
work
quickly.
any politician may have, I am not willing to,
मुझे लगता
or
है
policeman, I am
कि
not willing to accept
मैडम को इस बात
this
का
as
अंदाजा
an
नहीं है कि
excuse.
उत्तर
मुझे
प्रदेश
एक
में
मिनट,
पुलिस
भैया मैं
जब से
खत्म
भारतीय
कर
जनता
दूंगा
by
पार्टी
one.
की
Miss
सरकार
Bhadoria
है,
now.
आपने
No
बहुत बढ़िया
policeman
सुन लीजिए,
should
बहुत
give the
बढ़िया आपने
excuse that I
जब
have
से
too
भारतीय
much
जनता
work,
पार्टी
so I
की
can't
सरकार
pay enough
उत्तर प्रदेश
attention
में
to
आई
this.
है, उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में पुलिस को तो आपने जाति धर्म के झगड़े में फंसा रखा है। पुलिस वहां बिजी रहती है, कैसे निकाल के लाए, किसको पकड़ के लाए, जिससे
भैया
नया एजेंडा,
बलात्कार इससे
उनका एजेंडा
पहले
तो
भी
जाति
हुआ
धर्म
है
का है,
और
उनका
रिपोर्टिंग
एजेंडा तो
इससे
समाज
पहले
के
भी
अंदर में
बहुत देर से हो
अपोजिशन को रोकने
सकती
का
है,
है, उनका एजेंडा तो
होती थी।
किसान घर
सॉरी,
से ना
my
निकल
English
पाए,
not that
इसलिए
good.
आपकी फोर्स लगा दी है। 17 आपने 17 ऑफिसर्स लगाए, आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स, बताइए आईपीएस
Okay,
ऑफिसर
trivializing the whole issue.
Before this
इसके मतलब
degenerates
आप जो
into a very
trivialize-
complacent
trivialize
sort of
the
a
whole
debate,
issue.
उसमें फोकस
I'm going to
नहीं
hit a hard
Sanket,
stop
I
here.
see-
Thank you very much, Lalita Kumaramangalam and Mr. Bhadoria, for joining us. We're stopping for a short break at this moment. News and updates will continue on the other side.